Championships. So, well, this Saturday, it's the final, and two sides with good credentials, Kingston and Sunderland. Kingston, who won the league again this season, the first British side to reach the European Cup quarter-finals, and Sunderland, runners-up in the league and victors over Kingston in the National Cup. Commentators at the NEC in Birmingham, Bill Bezick and Paul Dickinson.
The National Exhibition Centre is packed to the rafters for the climax to the English club basketball season, the Carlsberg National Championship between the two finest teams in the country and a repeat of last year's final. Sunderland Saints came through in the first semi-final against Thames Valley Tigers, but the 1983 champions completely dominated the second half, mainly due to some great shooting from Peter Scantlebury and Steve Bucknell, who both scored over 20 points. Their opponents, Kingston, completely dominated their semi against Leicester Riders in a match which at one time deteriorated into a game of brute force instead of skill when two players were disqualified and coach Kevin Cadle received a technical foul. But number 15, Trevor Gordon, has been reinstated for this final, but Lorenzo Duncan is out after a nasty eye injury forced him to miss most of the semi-final. Kingston, last year's champions, have dominated the league, and so Sunderland have it all to do in what is being described as possibly the best final in the history of the competition. Highly respected international referee Alan Richardson getting this championship final underway. Kingston in the blue against Sunderland Saints playing in red, and what a championship final this proves to be. Both teams have come through very, very tough semi-finals indeed. There's one man who could have some influence on the game, but it's Sunderland who have possession, the first possession of the game. Martin Clark, though, taking a great rebound. And Bill, the odds stacked a little bit against Sunderland, but they're tough and they could come back if they go behind against Kingston.
In this atmosphere, anything can happen. Sunderland are a great upset team. They've got nothing to lose. They've got one superstar, Steve Bucknell, and a lot of other good players, so anybody's game at this stage.
There's Kingston's first shot. Martin Henlon takes a great rebound, looking for the 2 points. Misses. Alan Cunningham with the rebound, left-handed. That was a superb shot. So Kingston take the early lead. 2 points.
Great rebound by Alan Cunningham. Big important factor in the game, rebounding, and Cunningham is the key man for Kingston.
There's another key man. Just put that shot away for Sunderland. Russ Saunders. Rebound taken, and Alton Bird feeds out wide there. Martin Clark. Sunderland coming away quickly though on a fast break. Russ Saunders trying to find his way through. There's a tough man indeed, Clyde Vaughan. Sunderland just feeding the ball across the top of the zone. Scott Patterson, he had a great semi-final. Martin Henlon was called there for a defensive foul. Number 13, Martin Henlon, in blue for Kingston. 6'9", he's going to be tough to pass for any attacker. But Scott Patterson right next to him on his left-hand side, he's big as well. So the two set to have a great battle. Russ Saunders, though, for Sunderland at the moment. There's Patterson, tries to work his way inside. And he missed the first time, but he got a second bite of the cherry.
Great work by Scott Patterson. It's so important to Sunderland that he plays well. He's the only true big man they've got, number 14 there. And he's got to give it a 40-minute performance for Sunderland to stay against the big Kingston team.
There's Alan Cunningham with the long shot. So good 2 points there for Alan Cunningham, and he's hot at the moment. He scored both of Kingston's baskets. A beautiful jump shot from a long way out. That was from 20 feet. So Kingston 4 points to 2 in the lead. Russ Saunders again feeding Scott Patterson. He's going to have a great battle with Henlon, and Henlon just got the better of him that time. Kingston are judged to have travelled. Alan Cunningham looks on in dismay. What, me, ref? But Alan Cunningham comes back. He knows better. He's a very experienced player indeed. So here's Russ Saunders. Scott Patterson again. 2 points. Yes. That brings them back level pegging, and he may go to the line for a free throw because he was fouled in the act of shooting.
Here's the ball coming inside. Scott Patterson turns. Henlon adjudged to have pushed him with his body. It's an important one-on-one, this Patterson versus Henlon. Within the midst of this team 5 versus 5 game, this one-on-one is probably the most important encounter. And at the moment, this man, number 14, Scott Patterson for Sunderland, is winning it.
So Sunderland go ahead for the first time in this championship final. They lead by 5 points to 4. Just over 2 minutes of this first half gone. And the midfield general, Alton Bird, he's on there. He goes for the three-point shot. What a superb shot. 3 points to Alton Bird, and straight away Kingston back in the lead.
This is the little man in action. He finds the space, he finds the time. Lovely, accurate three-point shot.
Wonderful play from Alton Bird, and Kingston leading by 7 points to 5. We rejoin it with Kingston having stretched their lead. The score now, Kingston 26, Sunderland 10.
Alton Bird and Russ Saunders locked together as usual. Trevor Gordon tries to go inside Scott Patterson, but Patterson just kept him away sufficiently for Gordon to miss the shot. So once again, Sunderland on the attack. Here's the big Clyde Vaughan. He's a real powerhouse, but he misses this time, and away comes Bird. Bird looking for Clark over on the far side. That's another great pass. Just past the basket, though, so Clark couldn't get the shot away. Here comes Sunderland. And there goes Peter Scantlebury, misses the shot, and here comes Alan Cunningham. Feeds Clark outside him. This should be an easy layup, and a good 2 points for Martin Clark. He wants to play well in this match. This could be his last championship final.
2 versus 1. Cunningham draws the defender. Martin does the hard work of filling the lane, gets the reward in the easy basket. Martin Clark, number 14.
Russ Saunders finds his team 28 points to 10 down. He must be frustrated. He wants to win. Steve Bucknell on the drive there, number 15. He lands on the deck, but a foul called there on the Kingston side, and that's Trevor Gordon's second foul. There's Steve Bucknell. He was the man who drove for the basket, but the big man Trevor Gordon there, he was the Kingston player who committed the foul.
One of the interesting things about a basketball game is that fortunes rise and fall as we go through the game. One of the factors hitting the game now is fatigue and tiredness, and we know that Kingston had a torrid semi-final against Leicester. They've got some injury problems, they've been through a long, hard season, and it could well be now, as we move into the second part of this first half, that fatigue and tiredness cause them to slow and give Sunderland just that little bit of confidence to come back into this game.
Steve Bucknell must be one of the most experienced players to be playing in this country at the moment. He's played all over the world. Played at North Carolina State University when they were at their peak. So Alton Bird, number 10, plays the ball down for Kingston. And how on earth can Alton Bird get through there? He's only 5'8" tall.
If you're small and don't think basketball's for you, forget it. If you can do those sorts of skills, and lots of our kids can, and like this, you can play the game. Look at that, Alton Bird.
And he does it again within the space of 20 seconds. The maestro scores 2 magnificent baskets. Right-handed, over his right shoulder, another 2 points. And Kingston have gone 32-11 into the lead. But here comes Sunderland, and that's a good 2 points there for Peter Scantlebury. We were just saying that Sunderland had only scored 4 out of 20 field goal attempts, but that was better from Scantlebury. Here's Alton Bird. Trevor Gordon tries to go inside. Colin Kirkham it was who kept him out, but it was Kirkham's foul. Kingston player went round the outside. Kirkham got the foul.
Sunderland, of course, desperate on defence, have now gone into the 17 foul situation, and that means that Kingston will go to the line every time Sunderland foul. And here's Trevor Gordon, hoping to take advantage of that foul shot on a one-on-one.
Good rebound there, though, from Clyde Vaughan. Just like Trevor Gordon, he's tough. He's very, very strong. Russ Saunders getting into a bit of a problem there, but that's likely to be a foul. And Trevor Gordon it is, his 3rd foul. So like Martin Henlon, he's heading towards foul trouble. So we watch Russ Saunders. He makes no mistake. He goes straight to the free throw line. And the reason for that is it wasn't in the act of shooting. But they've got... Kingston have team fouls now. You're only allowed 7 team fouls in each half. They're well over that now. So Russ Saunders it is for 2 free shots. Well, he missed that one, so he's not entitled to take the second. And Sam Stillett is going to take an easy shot. No, he tries to feed Martin Clark. but he was being shadowed by Scantlebury, so there's no way that Stiller was going to get that pass away. But Kingston with an emphatic lead, 32-13. That was great. That was a great shot from Sunderland.
That's the shot that Saunders loves to shoot, that three-pointer, long range, and once he finds that target, anything can happen.
So Kingston's lead 16 points. Let's move into the second half with Kingston still very much in control. 61-34 the score now.
Now I suppose we've got a number of options that we could see in this match. There's Russ Saunders there shaking his head. Altenberg again on the attack. That was so easy for Altenberg. He's the most relaxed man on this court, and that's not surprising. He's probably the most experienced. Just watch how so easy it is. Only 5'8" tall, but he puts that shot away and comes away again for an easy 2 points. That's 19 points to Altenberg. And the time has come for both teams as Russ Saunders staggers to his feet with a little wry smile on his face. Both coaches, they're going to have a timeout. They're going to settle their players down.
Everybody whose man gets the ball, make him play it quickly. You're not looking to steal, make him play it quickly. Right? Everybody compete off the ball on defense. Oh, yeah, I want Kenny on Bird. Right? You take Bird. All right? You take Bird. Who have you got? Who have you got? As soon as he gets the ball, make him play it. As soon as everybody got the ball, Scott, play him like he's a guard or a forward. All right? Don't just stand off him, make him play the ball. Any shot goes up with 5 guys boxing out, right?
Nobody in this stadium envies Dave Elderkin's task of trying to turn this Sunderland team round. There's only certain things he can hope for now. He can hope that Kingston get tired. He hopes they get in foul trouble. He hopes he gets this man back in the game as soon as possible with his long-range shooting. And he can hope for a miracle. And I think all those are the combinations that are with him so far, Paul.
Well, still coach Kevin Cadle, the coach of the year for 1991, sticking with his 5 strongest players at this stage in the game. There's Scott Patterson from Sunderland, and he hasn't missed very many in this game. That's going to be a Kingston foul, so it'll send Scott Patterson to the line because Martin Clark, number 14 for Kingston, he fouled. That's his first foul, so no danger there. They're allowed 5 fouls in the whole match before they have to leave the court.
This man, 6'10", Scott Patterson's had an excellent game, a very efficient game, and probably his statistics are the best of anybody on Sunderland's team. But he has been isolated. Where Kingston put 3 big men on the floor and surround him, Scott Patterson's left on his own to do the battle, and it's not an easy task. 14 points for Scott Patterson at the moment.
Well, looking back through the records, I don't know how many championship finals there have been that have actually had a 30-point differential with so much time to go, but that's what Kingston have at the moment. Alan Cunningham comes storming in. A couple of players on the floor there. Martin Henlon. That's Henlon's 4th foul. He had 3 in the first half. That's why he was taken off so quickly by Kevin Cadle. And there's Cadle giving some instructions to Cunningham.
And another example of the strength of Kingston. One big man gets in foul trouble, another big man comes to take his place. A luxury that certainly Sunderland can't afford.
So Trevor Gordon, number 15, comes back on for Kingston. Good defense there. Martin Clark working very hard. Sunderland playing it across the top of the zone. That's a nice little dummy there. There's a good shot from Sunderland. But Trevor Gordon very safe with the rebound and hands it over to Altenberg. Altenberg goes on a bit of a charge. He teases the defense into thinking he's going for the drive. Trevor Gordon dummies but loses possession. Just tipped away there by Scott Patterson. Trevor Gordon comes out wide, looking for support, and he gets it from Martin Clark. There's Alan Cunningham going on the inside, but this time just fumbles, so Sunderland have a break. Fed to the outside, little dummy there from number 4. That's Ken Nottage. Now it's Steve Bucknell. Nottage again, back out to Nelson. Nelson with a long shot. A great clash there between Scott Patterson and Alan Cunningham, but it sends Alton Bird away with Martin Clark outside him. And there's Clark for 2 points.
Classic basketball by Kingston. Great defense. Look at the feed off by Alton Bird. Martin Clark uses a 6'9" frame to get the 2 points into the hoop.
67-36, and a commanding advantage still for Kingston. As we rejoin play, there's less than a minute left, and Kingston lead 87-70.
Alton Bird just feeds out to Tomacek. Tomacek goes for the points again. He scores 3 points with that shot. He's up to 5 for the championship final. What a superb shot, great composure, beautiful flight on the ball, 3 points. Alan Cunningham, the last chance we're going to have to see him and making a shot perhaps in this final. He goes for 3 points, goes for the rebound, takes it off Matt Cunningham, goes for the shot again. This time he misses, but ever enthusiastic. What a grin on his face. He's enjoyed this final thoroughly, and it must have been very, very close indeed between Alton Bird and Alan Cunningham for the most valuable player. I've never seen this man enjoy himself so much for a long time. So the clock has stopped with 14.5 seconds left on it. And now it's just a matter of time before Kingston, leading their 90 points to 70, win the 1991 championship final. And Alton Bird leaves the court to an enormous cheer from the audience. He gets the applause of the crowd, he gets the applause of his teammates and the officials. What a superb game.
And notice how Alton thanks everybody. He goes all along the bench, he thanks every single person. That's what makes it great team performance.
Alan Cunningham just with a little dummy there on his free shot, but the point goes in. Alan Cunningham likes it. He knows that they've won. And Alan Cunningham, swoop Cunningham, he's loving this occasion. Russ Saunders there gets a consolation, 2 points for Sunderland. But look at the clock, it's ticking away. The crowd know it, all the players know it. Sam Stiller wants points, and he gets them, 94-72. And Kingston are the champions for the second year in succession. What a season it's been for Kingston. What a season it's been for Kevin Cadle. The crowd have loved every minute of this great festival of basketball. Alton Bird of Kingston, the man of this championship final, has been awarded the most valuable player, and he salutes the crowd. They salute him back. Kingston have dominated this final. Sunderland got them on a good day, 94-72. Kingston retained their championship title. They won it in 90, they won it in 91, and on showing this sort of form, who can stop them winning it for a third year in succession?
Yes, a truly memorable season for Kingston. But now to that interview I mentioned to you earlier with Primo Nebbiolo, the president of the IAAF, the World Governing